Brenda O'Farrell, can you tell me why there's still no REM in the West Island?
The question is the West Island ready for the REM yet?
Oh, are we? Are we ready for the REM
Well,
yet?
it's getting very close. It's scheduled to go into service on the West Island sort of spurs, if you want to call it that, as part of the network this year. But the question is, how are people going to access it? And that is the looming question in the West Island right now, because it all revolves around the question of parking. When the project was announced, now we're going back several years, back to 2016, the CPDQ Infra, the consortium that's building it, promised 4,500 parking spots spread across the 4 stations in the West Island. Mm-hmm. To date, and we're months away now, they have changed that and downscaled it, so there are only going to be 700 parking spots. Because there's such a shortage, the town of Kirkland, who has up until now has not been confirmed with any parking spots at the Kirkland station, has put together a plan to offer an additional 200 parking spots for people to be able to park near the station. But they're restricting those spots to Kirkland residents only. So if you're not a Kirkland resident, you can't park there. So it raises the question, where is everyone from Pierrefonds, Roxborough, from Dollard, from Beaconsfield, from all the other places, where are they going to park to get to the station? In the middle of all this, one of the most central stations in the heart of the West Island, the smack dab in the middle, is the Point Claire station. Mm-hmm. And as of today, there is 0 parking spots available. However, I did a last-minute check, and they have made 50 bicycle parking spots available, and they're very proud to say that 30 of those spots are covered, so you can protect your bike from the snow.
So tell me, when is the REM supposed to be operational in the West Island?
Well, they don't actually have a precise date. They're saying in 2024.
So there are 51 weeks left.
Yep.
So we have no idea. When is it? Do you think spring, summer, fall? No idea?
Well, I think if it's January 2024 and they're still sort of vague, I would say the latter half of 2024.
So we'll just say 2025. But the fact is that we have no way to get to the stations by car planned.
Well, when the whole project was announced, the West Island public transit system has always been criticized and maligned because there wasn't enough service there as the population grew. All of a sudden came this plan for the REM, and everybody said, "Oh, great!" But when you get right down to it, the REM is designed not to sort of accommodate transit within the West Island. It's designed to accommodate transit from the West Island to downtown.
Yes.
It's a direct link to downtown. Correct. And eventually to the airport.
Yes.
But it's not within the territory.
No, it's not a transit system for the West Island itself. No, of course not.
But if it doesn't provide parking, how do you get from your home to the train station?
So there's no bus routes. There's nothing planned.
There are some bus routes, but that was that was the big criticism of the West Island transit system because it didn't have it. It still doesn't have anything that is really functional,
right,
that people can rely on. Like they can, go from, Western Pierrefonds to Fairview, for instance. It's just not. It's not really workable and reliable, and a lot of people don't use it because of that. They all use their cars. And that's why right now you have all the major north-south arteries, there are 3 of them in the West Island, at rush hour, they're clogged with traffic. Now, how many, you're basically saying thousands of people are going to use this REM line every day once it's in operation. How are all these thousands of people going to get there? It sounds like it's going to clog up these arteries even more because you're not taking cars off the roads. You're going to have people, you almost need a driver to drop you off to take the train.
Right.
So again, this is a big question, which a lot of people are going, it's going to be a disaster, because either people are not going to use it, or they're just going to clog the streets even more. And one of the main stations in Pointe-Claire is right near Fairview, the Fairview Mall. Mm-hmm. There's a huge parking lot there, but the owners of Fairview have said, back off. Commuters are not using their parking lot for that purpose. You can't just park the car there all day. This is for customers of the mall. So where else is it going to go? And a lot of people who have been lobbying for years now to make sure that a forested area just north of the REM line, mm-hmm. right beside Fairview, which the owners, which is Cadillac Fairview, want to develop.
Yeah.
They're very fearful that Cadillac Fairview is putting pressure on all the players to say, okay, well, we've got a spot here, and they're fearful that they may pave a little part of paradise to put up a REM parking lot right there.
Nicely done, Brenda. Well played. But at the same time, look, I was part of the government team that thought of the REM and made it happen way back during the Liberal government. And the idea was also that the REM and the stations would densify along the path of the REM. That was the idea. So the West Island has traditionally not been much densified. So now this will be the impetus to have more density. That was the goal of the REM everywhere it's going.
Well, I think that was the understanding, mm-hmm. until I think the public in the West Island, at least, got wind of that idea. And all of those plans are great, but they require zoning changes, mm-hmm. because there are height restrictions of how tall can a building be in Pointe-Claire, for mm-hmm. instance. And Cadillac Fairview has put forward this huge development plan, putting up condo towers and apartment towers right by the mall. Like, they're developing they want to develop the existing parking lot, mm-hmm. at Fairview. And it's all basically saying, this was the plan to densify along the REM line. But that has hit huge walls of resistance, and all of that is on hold. Right now, the city of Pointe-Claire has a moratorium, a building freeze on all new projects. It's now in court with Cadillac Fairview. Which way is that going to turn out? We'll have to wait and see. But meanwhile, anybody who drives by there can see that the REM line is nearing its completion. The stations are built. The finishing touches are going on there. It's obvious to everyone who sees it. So how is this going to come down? We're coming down to the wire now. Something's got to give.
It's going to be very interesting to follow that in 2024. Brenda, that's all the time I have. I want to thank you for the past 2 weeks. Great conversation. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brenda O'Farrell, career journalist and editor, founder of the 1019 Report, which covers the other side of the Tourtes Bridge and the 1510 West.